Republicans are working to make New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani the face of the National Democratic Party.
And he says thank you.
House Speaker Mike Johnson yesterday pointed to the self-described Democratic Socialist as the future of the party, saying the left has been taken over by its progressive wing.
On Friday, there was a little bit of a seismic shift in politics. All of you noticed it over the weekend. We saw our clearest sign yet that this radical insurgent movement in the Democrat Party is succeeding. And they are ending what has always been known as the Democrat Party in America. After a months-long pressure campaign from the far left, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries finally relented. He gave in, and he gave his endorsement to the socialist running to be mayor of New York City. The House Democrats have chosen a side. They were forced to by that far left that they're so terrified of, and they've shown the world what they really believe. There is no longer a place for centrists and moderates in their party.
So tell me, Mike, what do you believe?
There's a special place.
What do you believe, Mike? Balanced budget? God, we balanced budget 4 years. So Mike, you have the biggest deficits ever. Ever.
Yeah.
You passed biggest government spending plan ever. You want to slash health care for people in your districts? What's he believe in? What do Republicans believe in?
People with masks jumping out at people on the street and stealing them into cars without saying who they are, what their rights are, or anything like that.
Let's see how that works.
That's a good one.
That's not a 90-10
Oh, I know.
issue.
Beef coming from Argentina, a country that the president wants
the
to bail out.
Right?
That's a big one.
Mike likes the bailout.
Proud to be an American that bails out Argentina.
Now, is it a $20 billion? I'm confused. Is it a $20 billion bailout or a $40 billion bailout?
It's not that popular in Shreveport, I don't think.
They don't like it in Shreveport?
No, but I'm calling for it in Shreveport.
You know, one of the
most
it's not as popular as Brian Kelly in Shreveport.
One of the most dangerous cities in America, by the way, Shreveport.
Yeah, per capita, it's not pretty.
Yeah, it's not
But
pretty
if you're
at
a
all
cattle
per
rancher
capita.
and you get up like at 4 a.m. and you're working to, do your job, you're kind of not, you're so busy trying to get food on the table, and you find out that beef's being imported.
You walk
then
outside.
you dig a little deeper and you read about the bailout.
You see the cows, and they're singing the soundtrack to Evita.
That's exhausting.
And not ours, not Manny Potemkin's, but the one they just did in London.
Right, and they're soccer fans all of a sudden.
And they're soccer fans.
Talking about soccer all damn day.
The cows are kicking soccer.
There's the World Series going on.
What's
Brian
wrong
Kelly's
with
been
that?
fired. You're talking about soccer. What's
Anyway,
I think we digress.
So what they do is, that's what Republicans believe in. But one thing Republicans have done, you got to give them credit. They are consistent. So now they're trying to say, they're all communists, they're all socialists.
Okay.
This has happened before. Back in 2015, Rudy Giuliani said Barack Obama had been influenced by communists since he was 9 years old. That same year, Senator Ted Cruz called Obama the world's most powerful communist. Now, this is not, by the way, J-Mart, a Ted Cruz imitation.
No.
But this is a red baiting Southern politician.
Sounds like Hal Heflin.
Yeah, well, cracking. Best Hal Heflin story ever. He's at a state dinner with Ronald Reagan. About halfway through the dinner, he goes, "Mr. President, you can eat your dessert." Ronald Reagan goes, "No, Senator, would you like?" "Yes, sir, I think I would."
A man after my own heart.
80% of people don't know who Hal Heflin is.
But anyway,
they're going to Google it now.
But anyway, you get the point. And a few years earlier, then Congressman Allen West, who many people have been talking about being vice president for Mitt Romney, said that he had heard that up to 80 House Democrats were members of the Communist Party. John Heilman, this commie thing that Mike Johnson has been doing, tried and not so true because it doesn't seem to work. Barack Obama, often called a socialist or a communist, crushed Republicans time and time again.
Yes, I mean, look, in the finest tradition of red baiting, we're back there for sure. And of course, I don't want to be too hyper rational about this, but why it would be, just on the merits, why it would be Zohran Mamdani as the face of the Democratic Party, as opposed to Abigail Spanberger, or as opposed to Mikey Sherrill, who are, other prominent Democrats who are standing in these off-year elections, makes no sense whatsoever. And look, guys, we know the Democratic Party has a lot of problems, but among its problems are not Bernie Sanders, who's been one of the most prominent Democrats over the past couple decades and has been an avowed socialist for quite a while, or at least a crowd Democratic Socialist. This is a thing Republicans have tried for a long time. Again, Democratic Party has plenty of problems, and Republicans have succeeded in exploiting them. But the notion that you're going to try to paint the entire Democratic Party with the brush of the mayor of New York City, it does not seem to me that it's necessarily going to wash, although I don't think that's going to stop a lot of Republicans from trying to do it over the days, weeks, and months ahead.
And it wasn't that long ago they tried this with Bill de Blasio. And Bill de Blasio, with mayor of New York City, didn't exactly become a national figure, not quite the foil that Republicans had hoped. Election day, 1 week from today, Mamdani leads the polls. So they've seemingly tightened some against former Governor Andrew Cuomo. But this is certainly, Mika, not a new strategy here to try to paint Democrats as communists. In this case, Mamdani is a Democratic Socialist. Yeah. But and there is thought that he could provide something of a useful foil to President Trump. There's certainly a thought that the White House has been saving their efforts to go after New York City until Mamdani is elected. But, at the end of the day, this is Speaker Johnson making this point as opposed to actually calling the House back into session. They have been out now for more than a month as the government shutdown continues.
And Congresswoman.
Won't swear in a congresswoman that allows him to get the 218th vote to release the Epstein files. They certainly don't want that to happen. But Jay Martin, at the end of the day, Mamdani, whose name I got right that time?
Nailed it.
Zoran.
Zoran. Can I just call him Zoran?
Sure.
Zoran, or the mayor. I'll call him Mr. Mayor. That's so much easier down the road.
His honor.
He's a great political athlete. Just like Reagan was a great political athlete, Clinton was a great political athlete, Barack Obama was a great political athlete, Donald Trump is a great political athlete. Doesn't matter what their ideology is, doesn't matter whether they're left, center, right, nationalist, whatever. I've seen it time and time again. And it's what Nick Saban said. He learned from his high school coach. He was calling his own plays. It was 4th and 5, state championship on the line. He goes to the sideline, and the coach says, "You call the plays." He goes, "Coach, you call." He says, "Don't call the play, call the player. Who's your best player on the team? That's who you go to." It's the same thing with politics. Doesn't matter what their ideology is. This guy's a great player, right? Zoran, he knows how to play politics, just like Donald Trump knows how to play politics. And so he's gonna probably crush everybody. The early numbers are insane.
Yeah, no, he's a formidable candidate. He is a socialist. He will give the Republicans a foil, and he will try to push the envelope on things. I think he's also somebody who's very ambitious, too, and somebody who's going to understand what is and is not possible, especially in the first year of his tenure. And I think somebody who's developing a relationship with the governor of New York State, who's going to have a significant say over what happens in New York City. But, Joe, I think you nailed it. This guy is somebody who's got real chops, and that transcends what you stand for, right or left or somewhere in between. Right. And I think that's why he's poised to win, why he won so convincingly in the primary earlier this year. Governing, different than politics, as we know.
Right.
But if he can apply his talents to governing that as he has the campaign trail, he's somebody that's going to be formidable. One fast thing. It's going to be interesting on election night because you're going to have 2 gov races where Democrats are likely going to win statewide. Later in the night, you're going to have a ballot measure which will pass convincingly in California, which is a big win for Gavin Newsom. It's going to be fascinating to see how much the right keeps the focus on New York City.
They're going to try to, but it's going to be very hard when you have the governor of Virginia right across the Potomac.
From D.C.,
If she wins, you got a centrist Democrat winning there. You got a centrist Democrat across from the number 1 media market in the world.
Across the Hudson,
If Mikey Sherrill ends up winning. So you've got those 2. You've got the California ballot measure that, again, the Trump White House has, drawn even more focus to by the stupid Justice Department thing they're talking about doing to try to spook voters when, as Jay Martin said, just going to inspire them. So, Democrats going to be saying, we're a diverse party, unlike you guys. You just do what Donald Trump says. We just elected 2 moderates and a socialist.
And New Jersey as well will benefit from the ill-fated get-out-the-vote effort here by Republicans because of the Justice Department monitors. Yes, Democrats are going to be able to point to a big tent. And they're also be able to say, look, what works in New York City is different than necessarily what the party is nationally. And the Republicans will try. We heard it with Nancy Pelosi. They'll try to pick one liberal face to make them the representative of the whole party. It's not going to work. Democrats, assuming they get the wins they expect, will be able to say, look, we represent a lot of places.